All right, guys, midweek Cardano news update, and I've got some really interesting topics here, and we're going to look into some DeFi opportunities to potentially get you guys up to a 25,000 a month burn rate, where you can spend that much or even earn that much, wherever it might be. But we also have news around the SNEK ecosystem. Their markets are going crazy now with the launch on Kraken. I'll look into, like I mentioned, those DeFi opportunities. Xerberus and Metera have launched their indexes. I'm really excited about that stuff. And we also have a look at various projects updating and integrating into the Bitcoin ecosystem, where I know everyone's excited about this one. So let's get into all these news updates. First off, let's have a look at what on earth is happening with SNEK. Now, they did have their launch on the Kraken centralized exchange earlier this week, and organic growth is definitely going well. Have a look at this. The team have been working amazingly to get all of these listings. I had no idea they were listed on so many exchanges. How many here? I can't even count. Maybe 16. It's ordered by biggest there in terms of depth. So I'm assuming here, because I can see 16, that says 16 exchange listings. This is a mix of DEXs, so you see Minswap there, but then also all the rest of these are centralized exchanges. This is amazing work from Goofy Chris and the SNEK team there to get this many listings and driving up the interest in the Cardano ecosystem. So huge, huge efforts there. And you can see this reflected on CoinMarketCap. And there's a little indicator here. I love this indicator. Hang on, you can't see it on this smaller screen. There we go. There's a community sentiment. It's at 89%. Now, from what I read on TapTool's post, this was boosted up because of the removal of the bots. So there are a lot of bots here pushing a bear signal on the community sentiment on CoinMarketCap. And that's manipulating the market. So if anyone sees Cardano on CoinMarketCap, they'll see, major push against the general openness of the indicator, and the bots just hitting Cardano down to try and drive down the price. But here we can see that it's up, and now with those bots removed, we have a very strong bullish community sentiment. So this is really, really good to see. And have a look at how much ADA and how much SNEK is actually being pushed into Kraken at the moment here. So we've got 109 million ADA, completely unstaked. They should set up some pools and stake that ADA or something. And then have 308 million SNEK in their deposit address already. These are big numbers here. The community is definitely stepping up and moving liquidity over there to start making the markets over there. So this is really, really good to see. This is very healthy for the ecosystem. Now, Kraken isn't just listing SNEK and just letting it go. A lot of the exchanges list these things, put an announcement up, and then that's pretty much it. They're actively promoting it and doing a lot of work to try and push SNEK to the forefront and get it in front of people's eyes. They even had this live stream. So they had a live stream takeover. So one of Kraken's YouTube channel live streams and on X, you can watch the price of various tokens. They have it for like Bitcoin when the Bitcoin halving is happening, or if there's a Bitcoin milestone. They changed it over to SNEK, so you could watch the price of SNEK go up and down as people were trading and moving into the ecosystem. So really, really cool to see that the exchange isn't just listing the token and then taking the liquidity and going, job's done, we're making money. They're actively promoting SNEK as well now. So that is an awesome move by the exchange. Now, Goofy Chris did put up this post here to thank everyone that was involved, and it's interesting to see how much time and effort and how many people were actually involved in this whole process. So first off, he thanked the former Kraken CEO, Tal Cohen, and then the various engineers, the BD, Business Development Listing Manager, Peter Dimitrakos, and Crypto Dave. And then further down here, we also see thanks to Frederick Gregard, CEO of Cardano Foundation, the foundation in general. And they did the technical work for the Cardano Rosetta updates there. We got Flowdesk, ensuring a smooth launch, and then Navjit from Aigon helping out with the introduction to the various people that were needed over the last 2 years. So definitely people to look out for here if you haven't already, if you're not following Navjit, the CEO of Aigon. I'm pretty sure they're going to be next in regards to listing on Kraken. So I'm really excited to see that one come into play as well. So make sure you follow along with the Aigon team to see what happens next. So this is a major achievement for SNEK and for the Cardano community. So huge congratulations to the SNEK team, and thank you so much for working so hard to make that actually happen. Now let's have a look at some DeFi opportunities within the ecosystem. Now I saw this post come up and it reads, "Can I retire at 29 with 6 million net worth and a monthly burn rate of 25,000? I'm assuming this is all in USD. This is, to me, an insane amount of money to burn through per month. The calculations from this post was like, yeah, you can live to 69 comfortably using 25,000 a month based on the calculations that they did. Of course, you can put that in an interest bearing account and earn interest off that 6 mil, and you'll be living very comfortably indeed. But this just kind of shocked me. Like, who on earth is spending 25,000 a month? And it just stopped me, and I thought, okay, hang on. What are my goals? And I would love to know your goals. If you're watching this and you've been watching for a long time, what is your goal in regards to what you want to earn per month or per year to live comfortably? This is probably one of the very first important things you need to do if you're getting into crypto. What's your exit strategy? You're getting in, you're dumping all this money into meme coins, into these deep in projects, whatever it might be. But what is your exit? When is enough? When are you going to be happy with what you're doing? Or are you just going to keep on dumping money in, hoping for the best, and one day when something looks good, exit? So if you haven't yet thought about that, please leave a comment down below of what you think your goal might be in regards to this before getting into any of these other DeFi plays. Leave a comment down below for me, guys, and let me know. I personally thought I did have a goal, but this goal here kind of sent me reeling and thought maybe I should set my goals higher. Maybe I shouldn't settle for mediocre. Maybe I should settle for something better. And looking at the various comments down below, you can post on this X post as well. Plutus, I've got nothing against you, but I think our perceptions are a little bit different of what upper middle class is. And you living in California on the west coast of the US, where living standards are a lot higher, there's a Silicon Valley, the pay is a lot higher. You probably have a very different perspective than I do living here in Australia. So, I just got called poor, but maybe I should change my perspective and aim higher, reach for the skies reach for the stars, as they say. So anyway, guys, leave a comment down below, leave a comment on this X post and let me know what your end goal is per month. Now, I do these videos on a regular basis to keep you guys up to date with everything that's happening. I do all these interviews, and I don't get paid for any of this. All my revenue primarily comes from the YouTube ads and sale of NFTs. So if you want to support the channel, you can become a channel member. You can have a look here. These are all my fantastic channel members at the moment. You can subscribe if you have the means to do so, and it's just a price of a cup of coffee. So I've kept it as low as possible. So if you do have the means, if you do want to support, you can do so that way, and it keeps me going, keeps me motivated, and keeps me producing these videos for you guys. If you can't afford that, that's totally fine. You don't need to. Don't feel guilty that you can't, but if you can, at least hit that like and subscribe button. It helps with the algorithm and it helps me get these videos out there for the community. Now, with that out of the way, let's get back to it. But here are some really interesting opportunities here. And this first one here is Xerberus and Metera. They've launched their index vault. It's finally here. So this is something I've been waiting for. So this is a really easy way to get into the Cardano ecosystem by buying into the index. So you don't need to buy each one of the tokens that's in the top 10 in the Cardano ecosystem. You can just buy into the index and you're done. So let's have a look at what they got here for this particular index. So they've got 2 new vaults. I've only seen one live at the moment, but they've got the risk rate weighted one and a trend pulse top 10 ADA index. And we have a look a little bit further down here. We got the risk weighted one. We got Fluid Tokens, Metera, World Mobile, Igon, Xerberus, Min, Talos, SNEK, Book, and Unet. They're all in there. And they're pretty much projects that I've been following, but it's I don't buy on a regular basis. But if I started to dollar cost average into these, I can get exposure to all these high performing projects. And that's really cool. It just makes the effort a little bit less. And I could set up something in the background to remind me to do this on a regular basis. I'm sure there's smart contracts that will allow me to DCA into it as well. But it will allow me to gain exposure across all of these with minimal effort. They also have a trend pulse one. So this is the new upcoming ones that you might gain some extra on. So in my index portfolio on my fiat wallet apps, I use various ones. Spaceship is one that I use on a regular basis. There's different portfolios. There's a portfolio which is low risk and a portfolio that is high risk but higher return. And this is essentially that higher return one here. If you're interested in Spaceship, the index portfolio fund manager that I use, I'll put a link down below for you guys and check it out. Tell me what you think. But this here is the crypto version one, and they've got Liquid, Nuvela, I probably pronounced that wrong, World Mobile, Igon, Min, Xerberus, Metera, Indigo, Talos, SNEK, Dex Hunter, and Fluid Token as well. So I completely agree with all those projects. I absolutely love them too. I hold pretty much all those tokens as well. But this is a brilliant new product released into the Cardano ecosystem. So if you are very new to the Cardano space, do check out these particular projects. So here is the Metera app itself. And if you haven't checked this out, I'll put links down below, but it's app.meteraprotocol.io. And you can see the 2 indexes that they have up at the moment here. And I can click on the 8/10 risk weighted one. I've connected my wallet already. And all I need to do now is type in the amount of ADA I want to spend. And I can zap into all those particular tokens within one click. This makes it so easy. I can also deposit all the tokens if I want, but zapping in just makes it really easy. I just have one token here, ADA, and that will buy me into this particular index. So really simple way of getting about it. And here's a little breakdown of the token distribution, how many tokens of each one of these assets that's in there. And you can see the risk ratings against all of these as well. And you can jump over to the Xerberus website to check out the breakdown and the risk rating for all these projects too. So awesome stuff, guys. Really good to see this one live. I've been harping on about it for a couple of weeks, but it is up and running already. So do check that one out. Links down below in the show notes. Another good DeFi opportunity that you can take advantage of as well is oADA. And this is from Optim Finance. These guys allow you to convert your ADA over to oADA. And this strips out the staking rewards and also the voting rights of your ADA. But what it does is, because you do that, it gives you a better return in yield because other people can purchase those staking rewards and voting rights within the ecosystem, and they pay a little bit of a fee for it. And in the end, you get a higher return. So staking ADA at the moment, you get about 2.5, 2.6% APY. And that's not that much. And it's dropping every day as more and more tokens get added into the ecosystem due to the inflation from the reserves. This is a good opportunity to look into. So this is a smart contract that you lock your ADA into. You get oADA in return, and you get a slightly higher yield because of that. So this is a nice way of getting into the Cardano ecosystem, locking in your ADA into a smart contract to earn some extra rewards. It's a lot simpler than a lot of the other platforms out there in terms of lending and borrowing. You don't need to watch and monitor as much. And this will allow you just to interact with that smart contract and earn that little bit extra. Now, the catch here is that they do have limits. So they can't just flood this into the ecosystem because then the yields for people borrowing in the Epoch Staker auction isn't that great. So they do limit the amount that you can put into their pools, into that smart contract, so that it's a better return for everyone. So if you're interested in this one, I've done videos on this one before, doing a video tutorial, but you can check this one out and you find out a little bit more about how you can get into oADA and earn some extra rewards from that. So this is really cool stuff, and do check it out. The yields are a little bit better than just simply staking your ADA. Now I've got some ecosystem news updates here, and this first one is from Lace. Lace Wallet 1.22 is here. It's a new big release with their Bitcoin beta launch. So they're integrating in the Bitcoin ecosystem, going multi-chain. They're also being used for midnight as well. So there's a lot of really cool new features that are coming out for the wallet. But here we go. We've got DREP identification. So they've had an issue there and they've corrected that. We've got hardware wallet update and a lot more. You can check out all the updates on the Lace blog post here. But the Lace team are going hard with that Bitcoin integration and delivering cross-chain, multi-chain stuff for the ecosystem. But another wallet that has already done that is Tokeo. I don't talk about Tokeo enough, but they got so many news announcements that they've done all at the same time. It's hard to keep up. But the biggest one here is Rune swaps are now live on their wallet. So if you are an owner of these runes, such as Dog, you can swap it within the Tokeo wallet now. So now the Tokeo team's wallet is a native Cardano wallet and a native Bitcoin wallet. This makes things really easy to interact between both those ecosystems. So if you are a avid Bitcoin fan and an avid Cardano fan, this is definitely the wallet for you. And they've got partnerships coming out left, right, and center with the Bitcoin ecosystem now, and they are definitely embracing it openly. So they really do like what the Tokyo team are doing. For mobile firsters, speed, runes swaps. So this is definitely something that we need to keep an eye on for anyone that is a big fan in the Bitcoin ecosystem as well. Now this one here is, it's not all sunshine and roses. It's always some negative news somewhere. And this is really disappointing to see because LENFI was a really good borrowing and lending protocol on Cardano. And to see now that the token price is absolutely tanking because the team isn't communicating on what's going on. So LENFI yesterday, with an impulsive sell pressure due to lack of communication from the LENFI team in regards to its V2 relaunch. And you can see here the price absolutely going down because of that. So it's unfortunate that it's come to this point at the moment and the team aren't communicating what's going on. But it'll be interesting to see if we come back from this at all. But unfortunate news we're there with the LENFI side of things. There are other borrowing and lending protocols such as Liquid Finance. That one's still going strong and there's a lot of yield opportunities there for sure. Now, in regards to security, we always need audits, and the more audits that we can get from the ecosystem on various projects that we do use is crucial. And Anastasia Labs have done their audit report for the Aquarium protocol. My last news update, I talked about Aquarium, and that will deliver 0 transaction fees in ADA for the ecosystem. So this will allow transactions to go through on a DEX, but then use different tokens to pay for it. So let's say you're trading some USDC for some USDA. You would have to pay a ADA fee in that because you're using Cardano native tokens. In that situation, I wouldn't want to use ADA for the fee. I'd rather use my USDC to USDM to move to USDA. So I'd rather use some USDM in that fee, and Aquarium with Babel fees will allow you to do that. It will make the process a lot easier. So I'm not swapping to ADA and then, or adding some extra ADA for the fee or whatever it is. This will allow it to process it all on the back end and use Cardano native tokens to do so. So this is an optimization of Cardano DeFi overall. So this is really good stuff. Good work to the Aquarium boys for getting it to this point. And thank you, Anastasia Labs, for auditing the work there from Fluid Tokens. So awesome, awesome stuff. Now, the Fluid Tokens team also wants some feedback for version 3. Fluid v3 is coming. So fill in the survey down below, give the team some feedback around the protocol and what they're building, what's coming next. I believe they're going cross-chain even further. They're on Bitcoin. So let's see, maybe we'll go to Solana now or some other EVM-based chain. But Fluid Tokens are continuing to build, always innovating and always bringing some new features to the community. Now, if you want to learn more about the Fluid Tokens platform, how to use it, I do have a full guide and course on the Learn Cardano website. You can go through this course, learn all about the platform, how it all works, everything from borrowing and lending, renting out your NFTs. So I've got this book, this Can Aiken Book. I can rent it out on this platform so someone could borrow it for a while and learn how to write smart contracts, and I'll earn some ADA for that. So I can do that through Fluid Tokens. How cool is that? You also have opportunities to get some boosted staking rewards by providing your ADA there, and you can earn some extra rewards for providing that liquidity. And this is very similar to oADA, the Optim Finance one. So do check that one out. It's a different alternative to it. But if you are also wanting to get into DeFi and other things, I've got the courses here for Minswap too. So I've finished up this V2 course for Minswap. You can check it out there. This is all updated for Minswap V2 and all the cool features on there. So do check out this course as well. All the details, links, show notes down below for you guys. Now, this here was a disappointing sale of a brand new platform that was coming out, and this is Omura Finance. I didn't really cover this one too much because I didn't see much posting from these guys. I didn't even know they were doing a sale. So I think their reach and marketing was a little low, and unfortunately it didn't get out there to the community to a point where it really gained traction. And I was on an X space last night. It was Cardano over coffee. And I was listening to the conversations there, and apparently they launched this token sale for their platform, but didn't gain the traction that they wanted. I think they only gained about 1,000 ADA, and they shut down the sale after 24 hours. So it's I don't know what the problem was there. Was it not a good market fit for their project? Was there no confidence in the project? Was it's bad timing to sell and do a token launch? There's a lot of factors here. Where didn't they market enough? So many things. But from what I understood, the token sale went through a platform where if the tokens sale didn't reach its goals, all the liquidity is sent back to the owners or the people that participated. So they didn't take all the ADA and then just run off with it. Fortunately for this one, because of those safety measures for the community, people got the into the sale, but then got the ADA went back to them. So it's 1,000 ADA. It isn't too much in the grand scheme of things. Not like some of these other projects that did sales for millions of ADA and then disappeared. Meld. Yeah, and it's a little unfortunate when how this one came out, because I do know some of the team members would have worked really hard to get to where they are right now. But all their accounts are gone. I believe I was told their Discord is gone. I can't log into my Discord account at the moment, so I can't check there myself, but their social media accounts are all gone. So unfortunate this one didn't go too well. Probably just really bad timing at the moment. Now, this book here that I did a giveaway for, they're all accounted for. All the giveaway coupon codes that I had are all distributed. So I can't give you guys any more. But this is the Cardano book, Can Aiken, teach you how to write smart contracts for Cardano. And unfortunately, I don't have any more copies. If I can get more copies, I will distribute them out, but they're all gone at the moment. Charles has taken note of this, and he would love to get himself a copy as well. So this is really good. And this is all an initiative by the Cardano Foundation to try and get the book out there in collaboration with Book.io, of course. But more people are picking up the book, and hopefully we do see more smart contract writers out there. I had a look over the book myself. Very well written. I wouldn't mind a little bit more line spacing in there, so it's a little bit easier to read. But overall, it's really good content. So awesome work there from John Green. Now, if I gave you one of these books, if you redeemed it, and if you put it on JPEG store. I'm disappointed in you guys. For anyone that asked for the book, I intended it so that you'd go out there, redeem your copy, and then learn how to write smart contracts, not to flip it for a quick buck on a JPEG store. So I really hope that you do go out there and learn how to write smart contracts and contribute to the Cardano ecosystem, and not just flip it for a quick 30 and be done with it. So please learn and write smart contracts for the ecosystem. Contribute back, guys. That's what it's all about. Now for a quick governance update. Well, actually, I don't know if it's quick. There's always some drama going around at the moment. But this brand new tool that came out over the weekend, Ecclesia. This is a brand new tool that we're supposed to be voting on through at the moment. And there was a bit of conversation around this, and I really struggled to understand what on earth was going on. The first post that I saw were people complaining about how on earth and why on earth is Intersect bringing out a brand new tool just before the weekend and then expecting everyone to vote using the brand new tool before the weekend ends. It's insane. Like I'm not available on the weekend. I've got family time. I've got things to do. I've got other things other than crypto in my life, and I've got to attend to those things. And they essentially expected everyone to just vote and get everything into this particular Intersect budget. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. So voting extends to the 6th of May. That's why it's been changed. And you can use this particular tool here, this 2025 budget.intersectmbo.org, to go through all of the proposals and put them into one big budget that we can then vote on chain. So I had this conversation with Nicholas Cherney here. He's from the Cardano Foundation. I've had meetings with him in the past. So here from now, I was pretty confused about this whole process. But essentially what we have to do is go through this platform, do all of our voting consolidation into one big proposal. And then that proposal will be then taken on chain for voting and then passing. So that's the way that things are going now. So it keeps on flipping and changing, and it's causing a lot of confusion in the ecosystem. So if you are voting as a DREP, you are supposed to be voting within this website here, and then that will consolidate all the winning proposals within that, and that would then be taken on chain for voting for in the budget. If you're confused, don't worry, so am I. Just use this website and do your voting through there. Now, there are a lot of resources in regards to the budget workshop, and there were a lot of videos put up over the last couple of weeks. Average video length here on this playlist is 2 hours, 54 minutes, 23 seconds. A total of 1 day, 2 hours, 9 minutes, and 30 seconds worth of videos. Insane. So there's a lot of content here to go through on this playlist. If you can, watch through it. But I've done you guys a solid, and you can check out the show notes for each one of these videos. So on the Learn Cardano website, I've put up summaries for each one of these videos. You can watch the video on the website as well, or just scroll through the summary and you get the dot points of everything about that particular video. It should save you a huge amount of time. And if there's something interesting about this particular video, just click on it, find the point in the video itself, and then you can start watching it. I used AI tools to churn through all that, so it didn't take me too long to do, but there was no way on earth that I was going through and watching a day and 2 hours worth of videos. So 26 hours of videos, no thanks, not going to happen. So if you're interested in those links, you can find it on the Learn Cardano website. Just go to Learn Cardano, go to the menu, and then click on resources. You'll be able to find all the budget recap videos, etc. They're all there. I've just listed them there. Just go through which one you need, and you can find out what's going on. Now, this other update here, and this is from Adam Rush. He's a very involved community member in the governance space, and this is kind of disappointing to see. This is an alternative budget that was submitted by the Technical Steering Committee. So these people were voted into Intersect, and they're a part of the Intersect ecosystem. And they put together a budget proposal which took months and many meetings, many long, laborious meetings to go through an alternative budget to do the core infrastructure and maintenance and delivery of the Cardano blockchain. And unfortunately, because they weren't consulting with the board of directors, this isn't being put into the budget, and it's not going to be accepted. And I find this really concerning because why are they there? Why is the technical steering committee putting all this time and effort and putting in alternative budgets into the ecosystem when it's not even going to be looked at? And Marcus here, he's a very big, strong community member. He's part of the Cardano Foundation. And let me just read out what he says here. For nearly 6 months, I've served as an elected member of the TSC. 4 of the 7 members were elected. We held regular calls to review core maintenance and development proposals, both with existing IOG subcontractors and new vendors. Where questions arose, we scheduled extra sessions, invited suppliers to clarify details, and spent hours per meeting, never under an hour, often over 2. In December, Intersect staff presented the tendering process. A dedicated team existed for that. Apparently, we asked too many questions. According to the board minutes, a task force was formed in February in Colorado. Now, this was a big meeting that just popped out of nowhere. A lot of influential people were there from the Cardano space, including Charles, and some processes were changed. Anyway, let me read on. No one knew who picked them or who they were, yet they produced a new process in mere days or hours. The board, with only 2 of the 5 elected members, approved it the following week within hours. A detailed blog post announced it, but the board minutes were published 4 weeks later. Last week, I had to evaluate several core proposals as Cardano Foundation DREP, open to submit for anyone under the new rules. And honestly, it feels wrong. We at the TSC spent hours per item working as a team. Now this chaotic new process allows far less time and expect one DREP to assess everything. That's not realistic or quality focused. Whoever approved this clearly has no idea what they're doing. And unfortunately, I knew that as Cardano moved into this governance era, that there would be chaos, there would be a mess, there would be growing pains, but it is very painful to see what's going on over the last couple of months, since January, essentially. Things were shifting, things were changing. Nothing's really clear. Communications are all over the place. I have to admit the Intersect emails are actually very good. So if you are a part of Intersect or are wanting to understand what's going on, sign up to the Intersect emails. They come out on a regular basis and give you a very broad overview of what's going on. But more communication is definitely needed here, and a clear direction of how things are going to work is probably needed even more. Now, if you look at other ecosystems, if you look at Ethereum, if you look at Polkadot, their governance experience weren't smooth either. If anything, they're just as chaotic with power struggles and governance processes all over the place. So it's not just in the Cardano community. It's not just us. It's everywhere. Governance is hard. Governance and self-governing is extremely hard. So we will see, hopefully, this process improve. Hopefully we learn from this. And hopefully we haven't lost people such as Marcus and all these other really big contributors in the space and other people in the technical steering committee. There are some big names in that list that I really respect and have been following for a long time. Hopefully we don't lose them. Hopefully they don't go, stuff this governance thing, I'm out. Stuff this Cardano thing, I'm out. I can't take it. So yeah, it's a bad situation that we're in at the moment, and hopefully we can recover from this and just move to the next stages. And hopefully next year we learn from the processes this year and iterate and improve on it. Hopefully there's a budget proposal for this, because it's going to take time, effort, money, and resources to improve our governance processes and learn from what didn't go too well and improve on it. So we shall see, guys. But I really have to highlight this kind of stuff because a lot of people aren't aware of it. But governance is hard. Cardano's growing. It's growing up. Now, part of this whole process, we do need to review 196 or so proposals, and some of them, this is interesting. I'm not saying that this proposal is bad. I personally don't think this one should be pushed through the Treasury process here, this budget process. But this particular proposal here that was put up asked for a very small amount of ADA. But let me just pull up the proposal for you. So this proposal here was asking for 941 ADA. That's not much. So total in preferred currency, 470 USD and 58 cents. Now, there's a mistake here, and it's a really big mistake. And this is a cultural mistake due to the usage of decimal places and commas. If you go down through their budget down further below, they formatted their milestones and total budget request. You can see the total budget request is 470,000 USD, not 470 USD. Now, this is, I believe, because in some countries they use this comma here as a separator for the 1,000 points. So every 3-digit spaces, you put a comma so you can easily see that this is 470,000. In some countries, they use that comma there as a decimal place. So when they're entering in here, they were assuming they were putting in 491,000 because they put the decimal place there to separate the 1,000 marker, where it really is a decimal place to separate from the decimal point, that a lot of Western countries are used to. So if you're a developer, if you're a coder, this is how you'll do everything. But if you come in from various countries, we had a client from Brazil that confused the hell out of us when doing this. And the client asked for updates on the website, and they kept on saying 94,00. And we looked at that and thought, okay, so is that 94,000? So that's how we updated the website. And they came back saying, no, this is wrong. It needs to be this. And they give us that value again. So yeah, that's it. That's what we put up. And it was just a miscommunication because of the way that they were taught to use commas and decimal places. And in Western societies, use those commas and decimals. So this proposal was supposed to ask for a lot more, but unfortunately didn't submit correctly. Besides that point, I don't think this proposal is quite right for the whole budget proposal process. It should be probably more suited for Catalyst and probably split up into smaller chunks so that it could fit into Catalyst itself. But overall, this is a cultural thing, just to point that out. So if you see these budget proposals out there that are very low in their amount request, it is probably due to that. So if any other DREPs see that, that's probably the issue there. Unfortunately, I have to vote that one as a no because it was submitted incorrectly. And plus, I don't think this is appropriate for the annual budget for Cardano. Now, for anyone out there that is wanting to delegate to a DREP or haven't done so already, or more importantly, are wondering why they can't withdraw their ADA rewards, why can't they move those ADA rewards out even though they can see them, you need to delegate to a DREP to do so. It's a forced update within the Cardano ecosystem. You need to delegate to a DREP, a delegate representative, so that you can withdraw your ADA funds out. And if you're wondering who to delegate to, SNEK AI have got your back. They put up this filter in their platform so you can search for DREPs with a certain voting power. So show me DREPs under 75 million ADA voting power and participation rate of over 50%. So that way you can delegate your ADA to someone with a low amount of voting power, but actually are participating within the ecosystem and doing what they need to do as a DREP. So this is a nice way to find an active and working DREP within the space. And SNEK AI are doing some really cool things with their AI hub. So SNEK Gov Hub Explorer does all this for you. Links down below. I did videos about this in previous updates as well. So awesome stuff from the SNEK AI team. Now that's it. That's all I have in regards to this particular news update. Don't forget, leave a comment down below about your monthly burn rate. What's your goals here within the crypto space? I'd love to hear some perspectives. I'll put mine down there as well. because I think I need to renew and refresh this. I think my targets are way too low. According to the conversations here, I think I need to boost this up a little bit. But leave a comment down below, you guys. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up, like, subscribe, notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video.